A start that hits like a crossover move. Here's something you won't expect. A basketball legend, whose legacy was shaped not in a sprawling mansion or glittering city high-rise, but on a humble farm in rural Indiana, where the quiet rhythm of country life laid the foundation for greatness. That legend is Larry Bird. This is his story, not just of soaring jumpers and 3 NBA championships, but of dust-covered dirt roads, sunrise, chores, the sound of a ball echoing in a shed, and how all of it forged one of the fiercest competitors the game has ever seen. Let's step beyond the headlines and into the subtle, powerful intersection of country life meeting basketball. Royalty roots in rural Indiana. Larry Bird was born on December 7, 1956, in the small town of West Baden Springs and raised in nearby French Lick, Indiana. With a population of just a few thousand, this tiny town, nestled in southern Indiana, doesn't exactly scream future NBA legend. And that's exactly what makes the story so compelling. The Hick from French Lick became his nickname, not as an insult, but as a badge of authenticity. On the farm and in the small community, Bird grew up, surrounded by what might appear to be simple, even mundane routines, but these routines would become his bedrock. Farm life, the unexpected trainer. Imagine this: the dawn light on a field, a tractor engine humming, chores to be done, the horizon as your only distraction. That was the rhythm of Larry's world. While others might have spent the afternoon on video games, he was doing something else, chasing excellence in every form. What the farm taught him: hard work by default, picking up chores, doing the grunt jobs, understanding that effort is non-negotiable, patience and grit. Farming doesn't produce success overnight. Seasons change, weather fluctuates. Same with a career in sports. Focus without glamour. The basketball hoop might be in the yard, but it existed just as well beside a barn or on a cracked driveway. No flashing lights, no massive crowds, just a ball, a goal, and determination. This rural upbringing gave Bird far more than a childhood. It gave him a mindset. He learned to grind. He learned to play not for applause, but for the ball in his hands and the dream in his heart. The ball and the barn, where legends are. BORN. In his hometown of French Lick, Bird played for Springs Valley High School and averaged mind-blowing numbers. For a small town kid, around 31 points and 21 rebounds per game in his senior year. Picture this: after the cows are milked and the barn doors are latched, the sun is still warm enough to shoot. Around the hoop isn't perfect, the court isn't perfect, but the drive inside him, perfect enough. And while he was mastering the shot, the rebound, the mindset, the bigger world of college and pro basketball was starting to take notice. Small town, big dreams. Then truth hits. Everyone loves a success story, but Bird's isn't. Overnight, he enrolled at Indiana University, but left shortly after because the campus and the crowd felt too big to not him. Instead, he came back home, worked odd jobs, collected himself, and then found his place at Indiana State University. There, he built a legend. His highlight, leading Indiana State to the 1979 NCAA championship game, facing off against Magic Johnson and Michigan State. Although they lost, the moment ignited something. The world was watching the kid from French Lick. What to take from this? Dreams don't have to happen on the first try. Being in the wrong environment doesn't mean you're wrong. Maybe you just weren't at the right place yet. Your roots are not your hindrance. They can be your farthest vantage point. Country roots and pro stardom, a dual identity. When Bird donned the green of the Boston Celtics, he didn't leave behind the farm life. He carried it dash, mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. The work ethic, the stillness, the backgrounds of windswept fields. Instead of roaring stadiums, he won 3 NBA titles, 1981, 1984, 1986. He was known for being unflashy but lethal, for being cool in clutch, being the kind of player who makes the big plays feel inevitable. Yet, every time the spotlight hit, he had a reserve tank, built during his childhood, long before big crowds, before endorsement deals, before superstardom. why it's more than just a farm story, because this isn't just about basketball, it's about transformation. It's about how mundane landscapes, fields, barns, small-town hoops can birth greatness. It challenges the idea that you must come from a certain background to succeed. Bird's story pushes back. Your background can create the backdrop for your success. It invites us to look at our own farm, literal or metaphorical, and ask, what am I building here? What habits? What routines? What mindset? And then to go build the farm's echo in our lives. Maybe you don't have a rustic Indiana farmhouse. Maybe your farm is waking up early to get your kids ready. Maybe it's working your side hustle after dinner. Maybe it's practicing your craft when everyone else is scrolling. Here's the inspiring part. The same DNA of that country. Life blueprint applies. Patience, grit, repetition, humility, and then when the moment hits, you bring it out and you deliver. Larry Bird once said he still felt driven by his childhood, by being poor as a child, and using that as motivation. Let that sink in. Looking at Bird's farm today, what remains? While the exact farm grounds may not be a tourist stop, attraction in the typical sense, the spirit remains in French Lick. And every time you look at a hoop in a backyard, or you pick up a ball after work, you're channeling it. The lesson, your foundation matters. Not just where you come from, but how you use it. Here's where you step off the bench and into the game. Don't wait for the stadium lights. Don't wait for someone to hand you the ball. Create your court, build your habits, show up when no one's watching. Grab your ball, whatever your ball is. Dribble through your routines. Take your shot and make your own. Legend, if you found this story inspiring, hit like, subscribe, and share, so others can see how greatness doesn't always start in a palace. Sometimes it starts in a field with a dream.